shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. So we can't go 24 hours with bad Sony news before the Sony defense teams spring into action. Oh man, this is not going to be a long video today, guys. It just isn't. This video today is going to be a video mainly about talking about stuff that's going on in the industry. I'm pretty sure each and every last one of you saw what the news cycle looked like as far as what's going on with Microsoft. Because apparently Sony can't stub their toe without Microsoft being pointed out with some stuff. And I got some more information on that stuff, but let's just get into these topics and just let's get this day over with, because yeah, whatever. And what is turning out to be a horrible year. 2024 is going to be known as the year of the cutbacks, layoff, marginalizing of the workforce to such an extent. Microsoft Gaming to lay off 3% of global workforce, about 650 employees, and additional post-Activision Blizzard cuts. This is troublesome. Microsoft will lay off approximately 3% of its workforce. The cuts will primarily impact staffers in corporate and supporting functions, said Phil Spencer. For the past year, our goal has to be minimizing disruption while welcoming new teams and enabling them to do their best work, Spencer said. This is crazy. As part of aligning our post-acquisition team structure and managing our business, we have made the decision to eliminate approximately 650 roles across Microsoft Gaming, mostly corporate and supporting functions. Man. While international employees will receive different packages depending on their locations, and U.S. employees will receive exit packages that include severance, extended health care, and outplacement services. While Spencer says there will also be some impacts to other teams as they adapt to the shifting priorities and manage the life cycle and performances of games, there are no video games titles, devices, or experiences being canceled as a result of these layoffs. No studios will be closed. Oh, man. This goes with the roughly 8% workforce that they cut in January, the 1,900 people. This is bad for the industry. I really believe AI has a crap ton to do with this, and these greedy corporate... Man, we got to talk about it.
Got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
So we have Xbox, Microsoft laying off 650 employees, terminating redundancies in the divisions That's 3% of the workforce, which will be laid off. Severance packages will be given. Medical will be paid for, and after job services will be facilitated to all individuals needing services. I tried to explain to a lot of you guys that this second half of this year, and I was on Dirt Show on Monday when I was explaining this, the second half of this year is going to see the deepest cuts happening throughout the industry. And we've seen studios closing and just in this 2 weeks alone, I've seen more layoffs, more studios closing, stuff like that. Oh, and what Xbox and Microsoft confirmed that no games is delayed, no devices are canceled, nothing that has anything to do with video games is being harmed in any way. No studios are being closed. That's kind of crazy that we have to say all of these things and have to talk about these things in this manner when it comes to Xbox and Microsoft. But again, I expected nothing less from the 24-hour news cycle in which Sony is being attacked for stuff. But this part is only about Microsoft and the layoffs and how the industry is taking such a drastic turn. Everyone will want to blame the ABK deal. Everyone will want to blame Microsoft's mismanagement. Well, that's what they said. Well, when it comes to Microsoft, it's mismanagement, because there's no way that you can acquire thousands of people and don't have redundancies in spaces. I'm placing this blame squarely on the shoulders of AI. Microsoft is a $3 trillion company that flip-flops from first or second in world tech giants talk. And the problem with this thing here, I have always explained to you guys, I believe greed follows the money, and money leads to more greed. And anywhere that they can cut and take away from, they will. The rise of the AI is going to disenfranchise mankind. I've explained it to you a lot of times. I'm going to talk more about AI, but this segment, I really, really want to focus on Microsoft. I really, really want to focus on one of the leaders in the world in AI adoption. From algorithms to chipsets to skimming the edge on AGI, artificial general intelligence. Making an AI that can take the place of a physical worker, that's a huge concern. I think there's more regulations need to be going on into these larger tech companies to find out at what point is AI removing the flesh and blood worker. Now, some people will tell you that it's inevitable, King. This stuff is going to be what it's going to be, and I hear that. I understand. I'm not going to stand in the way of progression and evolution. The evolution of mankind to try to achieve greater heights through technology and innovation. At what cost? At what cost? Because, you know, we look at this medium has the most money in it. Has the most money. There's so much money to go around. But for the past 2 years, we've seen the most layoffs the most studio closures. And the only thing that I can say that is a common denominator in reaching my answer is AI has grown significantly, and so have the layoffs. I fear that there's no sense of recovery. I have a fear, FEAR, that those jobs that they think that they're going to have next year, because you hear them, the market will open up in 2025. Dare I say I hell don't believe that. You're going to see the rise of the independent. You're going to see the rise of the individuals making shorter games, more compact stuff. But I have a deep fear for humanity in the coming years. So, yeah. Microsoft laying over 650 people, and yeah, that's console war stuff. A lot of you dudes is gonna say, "See, King, they falling down the rabbit hole." Yeah. Those redundancies, were they replaced by a human, or were they replaced by an agent? Remember the words that they use. It's very important to identify what's truly happening.
No.
This is mind-boggling. I don't know what's happening now. I really don't understand what's going on with the industry. But the entire staff of the beloved game publisher Annapurna Interactive has reportedly resigned. The whole staff wanted to go independent, and I think the talks broke down. The famous indie publisher, made hits like Stray, Outer Wilds, Gory Agora, Neon White, What Remains of Edith Finch, which was pretty cool, and many more. This is wild. Jason Schreier breaks this story. What is this industry coming to? What's happening right in front of our eyes? They're supposed to be doing a whole bunch of stuff with their gaming division and also moving over to the movie division. They had in-house animation divisions, was working on a movie based on Stray. They just talked about working with Control and Alan Wake. This is concerning news. The whole staff of Annapurna walking out. That's wild. Their games to me is hit or miss here or there or whatever. I'm not gonna say that I'm a super fan, but what I will say, because I think this is something to be noted, to be seen. I was just talking about this on Dirt Show. And I said it's more advantageous for the indie developer to stay independent because there are more avenues to peddle their wares. There's more avenues to extrapolate money because you can hit the mediums from digital art to digital sound to digital graphics as far as movies, and then the gaming, and you can spread into the physical media with the toys, merch, and so on. What I'm seeing is certain companies are being gobbled up by larger entities. Their IPs are being taken over. Those entities are being sucked dry, pause, the indies, and tossed to the side with little care for the creators, staff, and they keep just the essential pieces and place them in the whole of the entity that purchased. That's a more concerning problem, but I don't. This is breaking news now. It's just happening now. This is something to definitely keep your eye on. When you have larger conglomerates like Ubisoft, with their board fighting to remove those that are in charge, that are bringing the value down, and you have this smaller entity whose whole staff decided that we will rather walk out than to bend the knee. There's an uprising. There's a changing of the guard. There's a rally that's going on. And the industry, as strong as it has become, is starting to show signs of cracks. And I've warned about the second crash. But this crash will be a whole lot different. Because it's not a crash in the sense that we're going to lose the industry. We're going to lose the creative minds that permeate this industry. We're going to lose those important voices that guide this industry. We're going to lose our wonderful art, which is divinely inspired by human thought, ingenuity, and know-how, to cold, unfeeling, calculated, dead, soulless artificial intelligence. It seems like these videos are coming more and more frequently, and you guys are too busy fighting in between the console wars to listen to anything that I say. You guys are too busy pointing out how bad Sony is doing or how bad Xbox is doing to point out what the F is really going on. That's so eye-opening that the whole staff threw up the middle finger and left. That's something to watch. The Astro Bot dilemma. The Astro Bot dilemma is something that is a little bit hard for people to understand. Because I tried to explain to somebody how Sony was showing you this, and everybody kept saying, well, that's how you build the mascot. No, that's how you build an onboarding companion. You see, if Sony was smart, Astro Bot will do all the onboarding. If you have a pop-up screen, Astro Bot should pop up. If you need some information, you should have an Astro Bot. Astro Bot should be the onboarding character for the Sony PlayStation franchise. The reason why I didn't think that it would sell well is because it was free with the eye in Astro Bot Playroom. Then it came free in the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. And then you had the VR. Now, the VR, I think I got it for free, but it was probably a paid for product. But the thought process is you've built the populace up to believe that Astro Bot is something free. Now you want to charge for him. I'm not saying that is wrong. What I'm saying is I think the strategy is wrong. I think the strategy with Astro Bot should have always stayed the same. But I think somebody had a different idea. I think Astro Bot was supposed to be inside the PlayStation 5 Pro. But I also feel that maybe the powers that be said if we put it inside the PlayStation 5 Pro, we're going to segment it and it won't be able to reach the PlayStation 5 base. And they know that the PlayStation 5 Pro is a niche item that's not going to have mass market appeal, i.e. the price tag, that's not going to be able to have the maximum amount of eyes on the product. And this is where I say your services were supposed to come and save the day. Sony does not believe in their services enough to say this. If you had a PlayStation 5 Pro version of Astro Bot launching with the PlayStation 5, right? You get that and you're cool. Now, that day that the PlayStation 5, November 7th, it comes out, the Pro, you launch that day Astro Bot in the service for the PlayStation 5 base players. So you cover all bases. Those individuals get a title, day and date inside the service that gives it value. And those people that wasn't subscribed to it will subscribe to it because who's there? Their onboarding buddy that has platforming sensibilities. And the PlayStation 5 Pro has an enhanced copy so you can see the differences between the base and the Pro. Something that I believe that Mark Cerny failed to show. I will talk about that soon. I hope Astro Bot does better. But what I've come to see, the mishandling of franchise type of characters, i.e. Hi-Fi Rush, will lend to lower sales projections and less eyeballs on the product. I also feel that is a harmful demographic for the PlayStation to push. That demographic works well with the Nintendo fan base. That demographic doesn't work as well with the Xbox fan base. Multiplayer games work well with the Xbox fan base. Single-player story-driven narrative games work best with the PlayStation fan base. High-fidelity games. You have groomed your fan base into these titles. You can't switch it up on them and expecting them to follow suit. That's the albatross that I believe that's on Astro Bot's neck. But I still believe that it's a really good game. Not game of the year for me, but a really good game that deserved to be able to push hardware and to push services. And I think that would have been a boon to Sony. I'm just saying. And I'm only 98% right all the time. That should have been the strategy.
It's called fucking strategy, all right?
So 24 hours worth of bad press forces everybody to run out and defend what is going on over at the House of Sony, because now people are starting to see the warts. I got a chance to watch Destin Legary's interview with Richard Ledbetter. And it was eye-opening. Richard's insight on what was shown, what wasn't shown, how he would have done it, what was done in the past, and what he thought was going to happen once the presentation was over. The expectations were for him to be able to use the device to see the differences. In his opinion, and I'm paraphrasing, they didn't do a good enough job in showing you the difference between the base PlayStation 5 and the Pro. Now, the buzzword, yes, the PSSR is what is the most enticing thing when it comes to tech. Being that they work with DLSSR and other forms of upscaling technologies on the PC end, Richard Ledbetter understands what is a good piece of solution and what has never been done on the console side. And he akined it to NVIDIA's take on upscaling and resolution sharpening, because AMD really didn't have those levels of solutions. So it's kind of like a unicorn in what we're seeing happening now. Now, price-wise, they were at a bit of a conundrum. Sony is no longer subsidizing the PlayStation consoles. I believe Xbox felt the same way. I think Phil Spencer came out and said that on numerous occasions. They're selling to the same consumer. The market isn't growing. Jim Ryan said that as well. The ceiling is right there. This stuff is not moving in its space and how they want it to move. It is going too slow. And everyone is trying to figure out the thing that is going to open it up to a broader fan base. 500 million sales should be the norm when it comes to this. But it's just not that. It tops out somewhere at like 150 million. And like our peak, I think it was a PlayStation 2. It was 155 million. I think that was our peak. And at the same time, I believe that the GameCube sold somewhere like 30 million and the Xbox sold something like 30 million, something like that. But they no longer are eating costs. It's money-making time, and the PlayStation 5 Pro is at a higher price tag. Now, I know I explained to you how that higher price tag was achieved. I also told y'all before they show you the console that the biggest thing in the box was going to be the AI chip that was there. These guys thinking that they're going to get Grand Theft Auto at 60 frames per second at 4K. You're delusional. The problem with the PlayStation 5 Pro is the CPU is the same CPU that's inside the base console of the PlayStation 5. The bottlenecks will still be there. It's not going to change. Very demanding games like Dragon Dogma 2 will continue to be the same demanding games. Now, Mark Cerny also did not say that the PlayStation 5 Pro will do away with performance and fidelity mode. What he did say was you will have a greater performance mode and you will have a greater fidelity mode. What they shown as an example of those traits was minuscule and not necessary to be had. I feel more tech demo-y type of things could have been done in order to show what the console itself is capable of. I thought talking in percentages diminished the impact of what the PlayStation 5 Pro is truly meant to be. I also feel that the fact that these current base consoles, be it the Big Bertha model, be it the Slim model, the discless disc one, and the Pro, show that there won't be any compromise in price. I also believe that a lot of influencers influenced the fan base into believing that Sony will be dropping the price at a lower price point of $499 and dropping the base PlayStation 5 in order to compete with who? Microsoft isn't dropping the price points. They're staying pat. But also what Microsoft didn't do was say, hey, we're going to do a mid-gen refresh. Because like I know and you know, these damn base consoles haven't even been maxed out yet. Now, I know you're going to say it's hypocritical for me because why would I get a Pro? Because I'm picking up a Pro. But I'm going to give my son my base console and I'm going to pick up the Pro because I want to hold a piece of history. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do it over here. We're going to run it up on these bums. I just feel that the bad press was warranted. And people should have been real. I want to give a shout out to my boy BitCloud. My boy BitCloud was turned, they turned on him. They turned on him, the Sony fan base, they turned on him. The generals turned on him. And it's something tough to see. But he's ascended now. He's joined the team. He's gone to greener pastures. You understand? You understand? You know where he went? Do you know where he went? He went to greener pastures. You dudes. You dudes. Yeah, said that this PlayStation 5 Pro was going to be the second coming. Yeah, it's the second coming of the PlayStation 5. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not going to be the best place to play Grand Theft Auto 6. Because I think Grand Theft Auto 6 misses next year and launches alongside the next Xbox. And Xbox has the marketing rights. I believe so. Until proven otherwise. But that was a strange, absolutely strange reveal. Because we should have known the moment it said 9 minutes that the BS was afoot.
I may not be a smart man, but I know something's fucked up when I see it.
A little bit of a shorter video today. Also, for those members that want to play games, I want somebody that's out there right now. Because I reached out to a couple of people, and I haven't heard back from one guy that I wanted to hear from. Alex. I need help with getting a Discord set up for just you members. And from now on, how it's going to go, those members and stuff, it's going to be a different situation. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. I'm going to drop a video tomorrow, regular video is going to drop. But tomorrow at 6 p.m. fight night, we're going to be on Twitch. We're going to grow Twitch out. We're going to show the Twitch fan base. That's where we're going to be playing it. That's where y'all going to see it at. So I'm going to be streaming to Twitch. I will send out the links and all that other stuff right before we go live. But it's going to be the same thing. It's just going to be a different streaming place, right? Because I don't like how YouTube pushes it. It doesn't push it properly. And I think Twitch is the best place for me to push that. So, but if this is your first time finding this video, finding this channel, please, I drop videos daily talking about the industry as a whole. This is Xbox Frontline News, where the news is skewed towards an Xbox positive channel. But we will talk about Nintendo, we will talk about PlayStation, and we will talk about PC. At the same time, I do a live show on Fridays, and members have choice. So I don't want you to think if you're not a member, you can't play. You can still play. But members have a voice, and members dictate pace. So we go on for like 2-3 hours. We play some games. We dip in, we dip out. We jump from this game, from that game. But tomorrow I want to play Space Marine 2. I have not turned on my Space Marine 2. And I don't want to do anything haphazardly. I really want to take a time out with it. I really want to sit down with it for a couple of hours and play. So tomorrow, if you have Space Marine 2, we're going to be playing Space Marine 2. Yes, we're going to get some Tekken in because we got some dudes on. We're going to get some Street Fighter in or whatever. Call of Duty isn't out here right now. So for right now, Space Marines 2 is going to take its spot as the multiplayer game of the night. But I think that we're pretty much set in that position because the feedback is fun. You guys have been great as far as following the content, talking about the content, interacting, because I interact with you every time I premiere a video every day. And I just don't like to put out a video and walk away. I like to put out a video as a premiere, and I like to sit there and watch the movie with you guys. My wife is like, you acting like you just didn't record this and you didn't do, mind your business. I'm interacting with the community, having fun because we have so much fun. And that's what it's about. We have too much bad stuff to be sad about. I just want to bring a smile to people's faces. That's all. So, again, if you found anything, like, follow, and subscribe. And this is Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around my boy, Mugman. Because he is such the cutest little thing. You see his nose? I think Mugman's black. I'm just saying. Who's that? But try to play the Game Pass.